All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is official. The Memphis Grizzlies will be taking on the number 3 seed Golden State Warriors in the second round of the NBA playoffs. It's going to be a fun series. Now, I'm thinking Dubs in 5. I think I might change it to Dubs in 6, and I'll tell you why here. The Golden State Warriors pose matchup problems for every team in the NBA. Every single team in the NBA. One thing we saw in this Minnesota-Memphis series is pretty much Steven Adams out of the line. I mean, pretty much played one bad game, and Taylor was like, nope, we're moving on. Now, Xavier Tillman, I thought he did a fine job. Triple J was battling foul trouble pretty much like the entire series. Steven Adams, I believe Taylor is going to start him in Game 1 against Golden State. I think it's immediately going to pose issues. I don't think Steven Adams is going to help Memphis out in the Golden State series too much, just because the man can't switch on to guards. I mean, you're going to get the death lineup by the Golden State Warriors. You're going to get Steph, you're going to get Clay, you're going to get Poole, you're going to get Wiggins, and you're going to get Dre. And if that doesn't work in Game 1, Steve Kerr will make adjustments. But what I think we're going to get a very similar starting lineup to like Game 1 of the first round of the playoffs for the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't think it'll work. I think Jenkins will make his adjustments. I think Memphis maybe steals Game 2. I guess it shouldn't even be stealing Game 2 because you'll have home field advantage, and then I think Golden State just kind of rattles off the next 3. Here's the thing, and this is the main reason why. But before we get into the main reason why, if you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 15,000 subs before the end of the playoffs here in the next month or so. So every like, every comment, it really helps out the channel. It's star power. It really, that's the end of the story. It's really the end of the story. Ja Morant is one of the best up-and-coming players in the entire NBA. He is going to be, already is a superstar in the league. Already is. Most points in the paint, and he's a point guard. Like, this guy is so multifaceted. He's so skilled. But they don't have enough quite yet. Memphis, keep in mind, zoom out of the chart, they're ahead of schedule. And I look at a Golden State team, I look at a Memphis team, and I think there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities with them. First off, they're talented, obviously. But mainly, they're deep as hell. Both teams are unbelievably deep. Like, you're literally not playing Steven Adams. You're not playing DeAnthony Melton. Both of those two cats, Zaire Williams, like, the first two guys helped your squad out in almost every regular season game in the season. Almost every single one. Golden State, they're so damn, man, you have your big 4 core. That rhymes. Then you have, like, young kids like Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole. You got, like, guys who have, like, phenomenal two-way stars, guys who have, gotten to Golden State and just kind of transformed their career. NBA All-Star starter Andrew Wiggins. But I look at superstars and I'm like, all right, no disrespect to Memphis, but they're very young. And I know Golden State has their young players, but for the most part, you're going to see Steph, you're going to see Clay, you're going to see Draymond, and they're going to control the series. I really think that's how it's going to go down. If I'm Memphis, I'm playing BC immediately. I'm scratching Steven Adams from the starting lineup, and I'm playing Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark was actually molded. He was actually... When he was in college, that was the thought. Brandon Clark, center. I hope Taylor runs with it, because I think that would be a very interesting lineup where you have essentially 2 small ball squads out there. This is a top defense. Actually, this is the number 1 ranked defense, Golden State Warriors, versus another top 5 defense in the Memphis Grizzlies. But I think the Grizzlies' inexperience in playoff, I don't even want to say game, like, times like this, but, like, they're just so young. I mean, they're just so young. I know they, won Game 1 as the 8 seed last year against Utah Jazz, led by a guy named Ja Morant. You have guys like Desmond Bane who have gotten better. Dylan Brooks gotten better. Triple J healthy now and has gotten better. Xavier Tillman, Brandon Clark, Kyle Anderson, Tyus Jones. Like, they're a really talented basketball team. But I do think the star power is going to run it. And basically, the deadly formula that I see here with Golden State is exactly that. Star power and experience. I really think it just boils down to both of those things. one critical player in this series for Golden State that I'm viewing is going to be Jordan Poole to me. I think it's going to be Jordan Poole. If Jordan Poole plays how he did the first couple of games with an injured Steph Curry, it's going to be hard for Memphis. Now, if Jordan Poole plays like he did in the last couple of games when he was still starting and Denver was, kind of coming back and actually won game 4, it's going to be a little bit more competitive. It's going to be a lot more competitive. I've been saying this all season. Just because I think Steph, Clay, Poole, Wiggins, and Dre are going to be the starters doesn't mean I necessarily agree with it. Kerr's good with staggering, but I'm a much bigger fan of Jordan Poole coming off the bench and just having free reign to ball his ass off. Just free reign to ball his ass off. That's really where I think his ideal role is currently. Didn't get a lot of time to play with the Big Four, a healthy Big Four. Pretty much no time, actually, in the season to play with a healthy Big Four. The first game of the playoffs was the first time of the season where you had, and I know Andre Iguodala at this point in his career, but we're throwing him in here because he's still valuable. Iggy, Dre, Clay, and Steph. That was the first time. First game of playoffs was the first time that they were fully healthy in the season. This is one of those series that I think, as just an NBA fan in general, I don't think very similar to the Minnesota series. I don't think people are necessarily like thinking, oh, I want the Golden State, I want Memphis to win. I think this is just going to be a great basketball series. We've had a really exciting NBA playoffs in certain series. And I think this one, even if it were to end in 4, even if it were to end in 5, it's still going to be very entertaining. It's definitely going to be entertaining here. So, if I'm Memphis, definitely got to ride that momentum. That Game 6 road win against Minnesota. I know Minnesota's so classic at shooting themselves in the foot, but you got to ride that momentum. But first things first, Ja Morant's got to figure it out. I mean, it's that simple to me. Ja Morant's got to figure it out. But I think really the X factor in Memphis' series, I'm still having a hard time deciding if it's going to be Triple J or Brandon Clark. I might just lump them in there together. Today, we saw both of them play really well, actually. Triple J's three-point shot kind of disappeared recently. Tonight, it came back. But Triple J finished 18 points, 14 rebounds, a steal, 2 blocks in Game 6 against Minnesota. And then you have Brandon Clark, 5-9 from the field, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. So I think both of those two players are going to be the X factors for the Memphis Grizzlies because, like I said, I just don't really see much of a role for Steven Adams, especially if Golden State is running with a small ball lineup, because the switch, it's going to pose so many mismatches. It's just going to pose so many mismatches. The one thing in Memphis' favor that I'm definitely eyeing is, Golden State has some length, but I don't think they have they don't have as much length to me as the Minnesota Timberwolves do. So I do think Ja Morant is going to have a little bit, as crazy as it sounds, because Golden State's the number 1 defense in the NBA, I think Ja's going to have a little bit more, I think he's going to be more efficient. I think he's going to have an easier time, honestly, just getting to the paint. Obviously, you got Depoy, Draymond Green down there, I should say former Depoy, now that Smart's been announced it, but I do think I think Ja's going to have a much better series. I think he's going to have a bounce-back series. So we'll see what happens, man. But if you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit that sub button. But most importantly, go ahead down below, drop some predictions, man. I want to hear some predictions on this series. I'll lock in. You know what? Memphis is a really good basketball team. And I hope Grizzlies fans don't take this in a disrespectful way, because the future in Memphis is unreal, as we all are aware at this point. But I have to go Dubs in 5, man. I'm going to go Dubs in 5. This, to me, I'm sticking with my Suns Warriors Western Conference Finals prediction. I'm sticking with it. I'm a man of my word. So I appreciate it, watching it. Hit the like button, hit that sub button. Like I said, drop some comments down below. It's going to be awesome, man. Round 2 in general and the NBA playoffs is going to be awesome. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Peace.